Bonjour everyone and welcome to this class. Let's start the usual way, seated, maybe on a block, or just making sure that your legs are relaxed, comfortable, and then upper body straight, crown of the head reaching upwards, and then your hands resting wherever you'd like them to be, whereas it's in between your legs or on your knees. Let's start by taking a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out. Now just start focusing your breath. Steady inhales and exhales through the nose. We're not going to stay here long today, just a minute or two. Just enough to make sure we're present and fully here for the next few minutes. Let your belly hang out, shoulders relaxed. And then focusing on those inhales and long exhales. Just keeping the eyes closed. Keeping the focus on a steady breath. Slow and controlled. And then let's start by bringing movements into your toes, your fingers, and slowly, gently blinking the eyes open, keeping a low gaze in front of you. We're going to do the usual warm-up with the right hand down over on the right side. Inhale, left hand goes up, and on the exhale, we're bending towards the right side, keeping shoulders open, and then reaching with that left hand towards the right side. Legs relaxed, both sit bones on the mat, on that block. And then back to neutral. Let's go for the other side. Right hand goes up, left hand down on the mat, and on the exhale, we're bending towards the left side this time. You can look up, you can look down, doesn't matter. What matters is that you reach with that right hand towards the left side, opening the right side of the body. And then back to neutral. Let's go for a few twists. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind your back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Keep it gentle. Keep it nice. Just a gentle twist. And then back to neutral. Other side. Left hand behind your back, right hand to left knee. Inhale, reach to the crown of the head, and exhale, twist. Using that back hand, keep your spine straight, keep your upper body straight. And slowly untwisting. This time we're keeping the legs as they are, just reaching forwards. First trying to elongate the spine, so reaching forwards with a flat spine, and when you're ready, just folding forwards. Feeling that maybe in the lower back, even down to the legs, hamstrings. Maybe bringing the elbows on the mat, maybe reaching forwards, maybe forehead on the mat. So many options. Just let your neck and head go, maybe looking to the left, to the right. And then we slowly rise up. Your head is the last thing that comes up. We're gonna remove the block if you had one under your glutes, and then pivot, obviously, and then reach sole of the feet together. We're just gonna lie down. No, I am not sick. We're just going to take it a little bit slower today. Life is all about balance. So butterfly pose, reclined, which means sole of the feet together, knees to the outside, hips opening, and then chest and entire upper body flat on the mat. Maybe you can just reach your hands by your side if you like. Another option is to go for a full body stretch at the same time. And then it's all about relaxing that lower body, letting the knees and gravity do the work. Then maybe even close the eyes, focus on your breath for a little bit. It's a great pose to release some pressure in the legs. And just a comfortable pose, to be honest. We could stay here for a while. Just enjoy the fact that you have nothing to do. The only thing you really have to do is inhale and exhale. And then again, slowly starting to open the eyes. Use your hands to bring your knees together. And then we're going to reach the knees into our chest, giving yourself a big hug, swaying from left to right, taking your time, just slowly bringing movements, maybe creating circles with those knees, just to warm up the hip sockets. You can keep them together, you can separate them. Sometimes it's good to not listen to me and just do whatever feels good. Obviously, you have to listen to me sometime. And then bringing again both knees into your chest. Let the left leg go. Keep the right knee into your chest. And then try to send it as close as you can to the armpit. Keeping shoulders down, flat back, left leg straight. Just not using that left leg for a few seconds here. And trying to bring that knee into the armpit a little bit more. And then sending the left sole, no, the right sole of the foot high up in the air for a half happy baby pose. Again, grabbing that foot from the outside, the inside. Not a big difference, but really trying to bring that knee closer to the chest or to the armpit. Letting that left leg down. You can slowly extend the leg if you like, or if you're like me and not that flexible, then you might just stay here. And then bring the left leg back into your chest, giving yourself a big hug again. And then obviously let's go for the other side. Right leg comes down, keeping the left knee into that chest, maybe sending it under the armpit if you can. Really letting the right leg down, letting just gravity and the weight of your leg pull it down. And then by actively sending that knee into the armpit, and you can feel that stretch along the hip flexor and the hips. When you're ready, sending the left foot high up in the air, half happy baby pose on the left side this time. And for this entire part, you can keep your eyes closed. Nothing really needed with the eyes right now. And it's a great way to just focus on your breath. Meditating in a half happy baby pose. And then knees both back into your chest, another big hug. And then we're going to rock up and down the mat, slowly taking your time, using your core to come up, and then sending the legs to the back, creating movement into that spine. Let's do that 3-4 times maybe. Take your time again. Today is slow. It's all about balance in this life. And then next time you come up, we're going to roll over on our knees and go straight into a child's pose. Again, really working on opening the hips, big toes touching each other, knees as wide as the mat, and then sink your hips onto your heels, reach forwards, and then bring your head down onto the mat. Relax the shoulders, maybe relaxing the arms onto the mat. And again, only the breath counts here. Bring both hands towards the right side, feeling that opening onto the right. Maybe even bring the left hand onto the right. And slowly making your way back. Other side, both hands towards the left side, feeling that opening onto the right side of the body here. Back to your neutral child's pose. We're going to stay here one more breath. And then slowly come up. We're coming up into our tabletop position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, keeping your back flat, pelvis tucked in, pushing the ground away with the hands, and then letting the neck and the head go, really lengthening the back of the head. And from here, a few cat-cows, inhaling, we're arching our back, looking up, exhaling, looking at your navel, tailbone tucked in, pushing the ground away. 2 more times. Inhale, arch that back, look up, exhale, looking at your navel, tailbone tucked in. 1 more. And then exhale. Back to your neutral tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes in, send the hips as high as we can for our first down dog. Just making sure feet hip distance apart, bending the knees to start with. Then if you like, slowly working on straightening those legs, sending the hips as high as we can, and then keeping your spine flat, your back flat, chest closer to the knees, and then pushing the ground away with the hands. From here, transitioning straight into your high plank. Hands under the shoulders again, tailbone tucked in, strong core. We're going to bend our knees, send our hips onto our heels, and then sending those hips high up in the air. Down dog. 2 more times. Transitioning to your high plank, bending the knees, sending the hips onto the heels, and then sending those hips high up in the air. 1 more time. High plank, core strong the entire way. Bending those knees, sending those hips back, and then bringing them up, back into your down dog. Release through the back of the legs, maybe straightening your legs if that's available for you. And then from here, bend your knees, look forward, step that right foot in between your hands, followed by the left, into that halfway lift, straightening the entire upper body. Exhaling, forward fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. You got this. 1 more time. And exhaling. And now we rise up. Hands high up in the air and down to your heart. Let's go for a few sun salutations, maybe one or two. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, and exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forward, ribs on your thighs, lengthening the neck. Inhale, it's flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're stepping back into a lovely high plank. Again, hands under the shoulders, pelvis tucked in, core is strong. Let's all bring the knees onto the mat. And then bending the elbows, sending them to the back. We're bringing chest and chin to the mat, hands under the shoulders. Inhale into your cobra, engaging those glutes, engaging the muscles in your back. Look at your hands right now too. And then coming back down onto the mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, coming up, engaging those glutes. Exhaling, last one without the hands. So we shouldn't go as up as before. As you can see, we're not going up this time, but we're engaging those muscles in the back, warming them up, and then hands under the shoulders. Let's go up into your downward dog, sending the hips as high as you can, and then chest close to the knees, relax the shoulders, push the ground away with the hands. And then let's take a breath or two in that down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step that right foot in between your hands, followed by the left, into your halfway lift, lengthening the spine, exhaling, forward fold. And then we rise up, hands up to the ceiling. And we're going straight back down one more time, hinging at the hips. Inhale is flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're stepping back into our high plank. This time, maybe going for a full chaturanga. Always the option to put the knees on the mat. Otherwise, we come down, send elbows to the back, wing the 90 degrees. Inhale into an up dog. Push the ground away with the hands. Engage those glutes, look up. And then downward facing dog. Again, we take a breath or two in that down dog. And then inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, lunge on that right side. The left knee goes on the mat. Use your core to come up and then interlacing fingers on the right knee. Sinking a little bit lower if you can here onto your lunge. Then push the ground, not push the ground, push the knee away to keep your upper body straight. Sink a little bit lower if you can. And we're going to transition straight into a pigeon. So for that, bringing that right foot towards the left side and then letting that right knee come to the right wrist. Letting that back leg go as far possible as you can. And then readjusting the mat if you need. And then slowly fall forwards. You can just stay here. You could stay in your king pigeon if you like. Actually, let's do that. Let's stay in our king pigeon. And from here, we haven't done that, or haven't done that in a while, but let's grab your elbows in the back. And then we're slowly coming down. Keeping our core strong, touching the nose, the mat with the nose, and then inhale, coming up 2 more times. You got this. Slowly coming down, and then inhale, coming up 1 more time. And then hands back down on the mat. We stay 1 more breath in that pigeon. And then let's step back into your downward dog, maybe sending that right leg high up, stretching a little bit, bending it, and then back to your downward dog. Inhale, left leg goes up, exhale, lunge on that left side, right knee on the mat, coming up onto your lunge, interlacing fingers onto that left knee, sink into your pose, sink into your lunge, keeping those hips super open, pushing the left knee away, keeping the chest high and proud, and then obviously breathing. the same thing, obviously, as the other side. So let's bring that right foot towards the left side, not towards the right, left foot towards the right side, and then left knee down onto the left wrist into your pigeon. Struggling with sides today. Thank God there's only two. And then keeping your king pigeon high, standing proud. Yes, I call you a proud pigeon. And then obviously we've done it one side, so let's do it on the other. This might be way more difficult than one side, than the other side. So let's slowly come down, nose onto the mat, and then we come up 2 more times. Coming down on the exhale, and then inhale, coming up 1 more time. And then hands back down onto the mat. We're stepping back into our downward dog. Maybe take a second or two to stretch that left leg, left side, and then from here, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the front, flat back. Exhale, forward folds, and then slowly rising up, hands up to the ceiling, down to your heart, top of the mat, feet together, chair pose. Just staying a breath or two here, making sure pelvis tucked in, flat back, legs together, toes active, and then forward folding, inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, high plank. Lowering to low plank. Inhale is up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, warrior one on that right leg. Using your core to come up. Hands high up in the air. Hips facing the front of your mat. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, we open into warrior two. Making sure we're fitting in between those really close to each other walls. Shoulders above the hip bones, inner thighs are strong. From here, inhale, straighten the back, the front leg. Bring the back foot a little bit closer if you need to. And then triangle pose, we're reaching forward on the inhale. And exhale, bending over, sending opposite hand high up in the air. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can reach or send that right foot high up in the air. And then bring that right foot down on the mat. We're looking in front of us. We're going to spring off the back foot straight into your half moon pose. Ooh la la. Struggling to keep balance. And just stays like this. Into your half moon pose. The most important is to keep both legs straight. And then your hips stacked, one on top of the other, and then both hands into one straight line. You can look up, you can look down, or you can fall down like me and make your way back into your warrior two. Frame the front foot, step back straight into your downward dog. From here, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the front, flat back, exhale, forward fold, and then we rise up. Hands up to the ceiling, down to your heart, other side, chair pose, sink the hips low, bring the arms high, pelvis tucked in, flat back, shoulders down, and forward folding, inhale is flat back, exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back to your high plank, going for your chaturanga, coming down to low plank, inhale is up dog, engage those glutes. Keep looking up, exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, left leg goes up, exhale, warrior one on that left side, pivoting the back heel, reaching high up in the air. Shoulders down, left knees bent, and then inhale, reach up, exhale, we open into your warrior two, readjusting your feet so that they're into one straight line. Both hands, one straight line too, and then you're looking at the front, bending that left knee, and then inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the back foot a little bit closer if you need to, and then inhale, reach to the front, exhale, we fold forwards, triangle pose. Really feeling it through the side, so we have to keep our body open, our hips open. If they're not open, we're not feeling a stretch on that side. One more breath here. And then again, we're going to spring off the back foot to go straight into your half moon pose, straightening both legs, keeping one straight line between both hands. Again, trying not to fall. To do that, keep your focus onto one point. Make sure your standing leg super straight, super strong. And then one more breath here. And then we're stepping back, warrior two. Frame that front foot, step back, straight into your downward dog. And then knees as wide as the mat, sink your hips onto the heels. Child's pose. And yes, you've done it. This is the hardest part of the class. Now from here, it's just a glorified nap. Come back to your breath if you've lost it. Maybe close the eyes in your child's pose. Maybe bringing the hands to the side this time. Just forehead onto the mat. Relaxing the face and the rest of the body. And let's slowly make our way up, back into your downward dog. From your downward dog, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the front and land on your butt, keeping the knees bent to start with. We're going to reach the knees high up in our boat pose, just for good measure, just to work a little bit on the core, keeping your legs close to each other, knees bent, or legs straight if you'd like, palms of the hands facing each other. And then we're slowly going to extend the legs to the front and slowly come down for 3, 2, 1. Have a full body stretch, reaching both hands overhead. And then we're going to go for a bridge pose. Multiple options in that bridge pose. Just make sure your heels are really, really close to your glutes. So close that you could touch both heels with both hands. And then keeping your spine flat on the mat at first. We're going to send the hips high. That's your normal bridge. You could just stay here, it's perfectly fine. Maybe interlacing fingers behind your back, creating that tunnel to protect your spine, keeping knees hip distance apart. Imagine there's a block in between those knees. If you'd like, there's always the restorative option, just bringing a block onto the sacrum and then just hanging out here. So I'm going to do the restorative option today. If you're in that bridge pose, you can slowly come down, bring upper back, mid back, and then lower back onto the mat. And maybe windscreen wipe your knees from left to right. If you're in that restorative bridge, then just chill. And then if you were windscreen wiping your knees, then you can come back up into that bridge pose. Another 5 breaths. And then wherever you are, we're coming down onto the mat. Upper back, mid back, and then lower back. Reach down the mat. Resist the urge to bring knees into your chest. And just have them sway from left to right. And then again, we're going to bring the sole of the feet together. Have our knees just go to the outside. keeping them wide, keeping the upper body straight onto the mat. And maybe place a hand on your belly, hand on your heart. And focusing on your chest, just lifting those hands up and bringing them down. And then we're using both hands to bring the knees together. Again, giving yourself a big hug. Knees into the chest, maybe again swaying from left to right. And let's go for a supine twist. Letting the left leg go, right knee into the chest, and then send that right knee over to the left side. I like to interlace my legs together to make that an eagle supine twist. Just helps me go a little bit deeper in that stretch. And then have either the knee or the shoulder on the mat. I chose the knee. You just need a point of anchor. The most flexible of us will have both on the mat. And then slowly coming back, both knees into your chest, big hug, and then we're sending the right leg away, left knee into your chest, the left leg over the right. Just a breath or two here. And then making your way back, maybe having a full body stretch, reaching both hands overhead. Maybe a happy baby pose if you'd like to finish the class with that. Otherwise, it's hands along your body. Pelvis tucked in one last time so that your back is entirely on that mat. And then let's take a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out. Shavasana. And we slowly start to bring movement into our toes and fingers. And when you're ready, knees into the chest. Big hug. Well deserved. And then send both knees towards the right side. Maybe hang out for a breath or two here. Just enjoying this pose. One of my favorites. And then we slowly come up. Back the way we started, keeping your eyes closed, cross-legged, hand on the head, reaching upwards. Let's finish this class by taking a big inhale through the nose And sighing it out. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed this slow flow. Life is all about balance. So sometimes treat yourself with a slower class. Have a great day, great week.